My name is Molly, and I'm going to probably take the next 45 minutes to an hour, seeing as that we are kind of pressed for time. Haha, just kidding, but this is a very good topic to go over. We are implementing a lot of time management within Fortune Builders, so I wanted to be able to give you a snapshot of not only what we're doing in the organization itself, how it can help you, in your own business. So let's go and get started. And before we do, I just wanted you to take a look at this picture. This is a picture of me, and over here in the little pink helmet, it's probably hard for you to see it, but that's one of my daughters. And we went up to Georgia one holiday to ride dirt bikes, but the weather was very muddy and rainy, so we just rented one of these vehicles and went out into the mud. But the reason why I put this picture in here is, when it comes back to time management, it's important for you to be able to balance, your work life with your personal life. And if you can find that balance, then you can go and do some of the fun things, and that is being one of them that I enjoy doing with my family. All right. Go ahead and move on to the next slide. All right, let me go ahead and hide a couple of things so we can get started. All right, so what are we going to cover on this training call today? I want, for starters, for you to go ahead and put on your thinking cap and grab a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil. So I'll give you a second to do that. But, it's important for you to, if you haven't done this recently or you haven't done it in a while or even have done it at all, it's important to take a time management assessment. That way you can kind of gauge where you are and where you want to be moving forward. Now, I think a lot of us, would like to think that we have very good time management skills, and I would like to think that I do, but I also feel that I can always get better at my time management skills. So please just go ahead and grab a piece of paper and a pen or pencil. And then after that, once we walk through this assessment together, then I would like to talk about the top 10 time management mistakes. So I thought that was really important, that we need to kind of take a look at what we might be presently doing and how we can get better at our time management. And then next, the secrets to becoming more effective with your time management skills. And then last but not least, practical tips to help you get started immediately. So when you get off this call today, I'm hoping that you can take, and you don't have to take all of them. I believe I only have 9 or 10 practical tips to help get you started immediately, and you don't have to utilize all of them, but maybe if you can just start with a few and work your way forward, that maybe it'll help you moving forward in your business. Okay, let's go ahead and take this assessment. There are a total of 28 questions, so don't let that scare you. So they're fairly simple to get through. This shouldn't take us very long, but I think it's really important to go ahead and measure what your current status is, okay? What you need to do is you need to give yourself 2 points for each of the following habits that you have. So I'll walk through each one, and I already took this test. Actually, I took this test twice, and it's funny because I ended up my overall score was 28 points the first time that I took it, and then I took it about a month later, and I put myself up at 30. So, hey, maybe that's a good thing. I'm starting to balance my time a little better, and maybe it is working. It's a good tool for you to be able to gauge where you are today, and then as you start implementing some of these other, ways with your time management to get better at it, you can go back and retake the test maybe in a couple months or in 3 months or so. All right, so what you need to do is you need to give yourself 2 points for each of the following habits that you have, and if it doesn't apply to you, then just leave it at 0. Okay, let's go ahead and go through this. Number 1, you take advantage of your learning style, and you know the strategies that help you to learn best, and you use them. Okay, number 2, you have a monthly calendar to help you keep track of your activities and obligations. Number 3, you have a weekly calendar to help you keep track of your activities and obligations. And I'm assuming that you should, if you are keeping a monthly or weekly calendar, you would get 2 points. You would get a total of 4 points with that, because obviously if you're keeping a weekly calendar, more than likely you have a monthly calendar sitting out there. All right, number 4, every morning you write down a list of the things that you have to do. Number 5, anytime you feel there are too many things that you have to do, you take a few minutes to sit down and you organize yourself. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next. And just as a heads up, if I'm going too fast and you need to put some more thought into this, don't worry, we're recording this video and I'll be posting this up on Wholesaling University. So you can always go back and retake this. Okay, number 6. When you first get to work, you take a few minutes to figure out the things that you have to do throughout the day. Number 7, you have all of your phone numbers in one place, and I would assume that that would include if you just have them all in your cell phone or BlackBerry. Number 8, you have stacks of papers which represent things you have to do. Number 9, you use self-stick note papers to remind yourself of the things that you have to do. Number 10, you carry a calculator so you can do math faster. I don't think I've ever met anyone that had a calculator, but I'm assuming maybe everyone has one built into their cell phone. I don't use mine, but if you do actually carry a calculator, give yourself 2 points for that. Number 11, you are not afraid to ask people for information that you need. Number 12, you choose to do your work at times when you are most alert. I guess that would be opposed to what? Sleeping? So I saw that question. I thought that was kind of silly. But you do choose, if you do your work at times when you are the most alert. But I guess it might not be so silly because as real estate investors, you do kind of have your own work schedule. So some of you might be night owls and you work better at night, and some of you might get an earlier start in the morning. Okay. Number 13, you schedule the tasks that you do not like to do between the tasks that you do like. So let me go ahead and move this little, I have my little bar out. I have to move that out of the way so I can see it. Let's go ahead and go back to this again. You schedule the tasks that you do not like to do between the tasks that you do like so that you work faster on the things that you don't like to do in order to get to the tasks you enjoy doing. Sounds like a tongue twister there, so let's give that one a second. Let's think about that again. You schedule the tasks that you do not like to do between the tasks that you do like so that you work faster on the things that you don't like to do in order to get to the tasks you enjoy doing. Okay. Number 14, you do 2 tasks at the same time when one of them requires waiting. And I'm notorious for doing that, so especially when you have things that you're working on your computer. So, all right, number 15, you make a budget to manage your money, and you know how much money to put in the bank and what bills to pay off right when you get paid. Number 16, you know your own environmental preferences and make sure that you work under these conditions whenever possible. 17, you get enough sleep, exercise, and eat good food. You are in good health. And 18, you often review your future goals and obligations. So what you need to do now is out of those 18 questions that I just went over, if you can just add up your points, and you gave yourself 2 points apiece for the ones that apply to you, and we'll go ahead and move on to the second part of this assessment. All right. Part 2 is do you throw time away? This also is where you'll assign 2 points for each of the following habits that you have. All right, number 1, you are often sleepy at work and you are more of a night owl than a morning person. It's funny because when I read this, I was kind of on the fence. I'm definitely a night owl, but I'm not sleepy at work, so I'm not really sure. I don't even think I gave myself points on that one. Number 2, you get to work and you get busy. You don't have time to think of your daily obligations or to plan ahead. Number 3, you like to do just one thing at a time, and when the laundry is going, you take a rest. Number 4, you watch TV at least 3 hours a day. Number 5, when you have a personal or professional problem, it occupies your mind and you can spend hours worrying about something. Okay, we have a few more to ask. Number 6, you are not the most organized person in the world. Your drawers are a disaster area, and it seems that you spend a lot of time hunting around for things. Number 7, you don't use a calendar to schedule your time. Number 8, if you smoke or drink coffee, you usually spend a good 5 minutes relaxing with your cigarette or a cup of coffee every time you get a chance. Number 9, you often take personal calls during work. And number 10, when someone wants to meet with you, you often agree only to find out later that you're busy at that time. Then you have to call up and reschedule, and you just can't keep it all in your head. All right, let me go ahead and give you guys a second to go ahead and add up all the points, or maybe you don't have any points. So that's it for part 2. Let's go ahead and see what the outcome is. All right, so part 1, you have your points, and part 2, if you have any points at all. And then what you need to do is you need to subtract part 2 from part 1. and that's going to give you your total, your overall points.